Greetings, Legionists, Loyalists, Traitors, Xenos, and other sword entities of Warhammer 40K. This is Arndelft about to watch Warhammer 40K, New Heroes for a Dark Imperium.
I look now upon my father's Imperium, 10,000 years after its birth, and I see a kingdom on the edge of annihilation. We have not conquered. We have only endured. We have not thrived. We have merely survived. We have let the galaxy burn. But all is not lost. Salvation dawns with the promise of ancient lore drawn forth from the Imperium's golden age. We have blended the Emperor's vision with the arcane sagacity of the Adeptus Mechanicus. We have wrought new wonders with the clay of human flesh. And we have bred new warriors for this darkest of ages. Gene-forged beyond the capabilities of their brethren, armed and equipped with weapons befitting their stature as the truest heirs of the Primarch's legacies. To the Space Marine chapters bloodied and besieged in the Dark Imperium, we bring reinforcement. To the chapters lost in valiant duty or driven to destruction, we offer rebirth. To the enemies of my father's empire, we bring death. With these words, I, Rabuti Gilliman, Lord Commander of the Imperium, son of the Emperor of mankind, declare the Indomitus Crusade. Traitors, mutants, demons, they heed to the coming of my armies, and the ruin we promise your miserable kind. This galaxy is ours.
Okay, got a little bit of the tingles there. Let's go back and review a segment.
We have let the galaxy burn. But all is not lost. Salvation dawns with the promise of ancient lore drawn forth from the Imperium's golden age.
The Imperium's golden age. So there was a golden age of man before the age of strife that was annihilated due to the construction of AI and the massive civil war that happened during that time, followed closely thereby by the warp storms that made warp travel completely impossible, that isolated and bisected all of humanity throughout the galaxy. That was the destruction of the first golden age. But he said the golden age of the Imperium, which is when the Emperor was first out there, otherwise referred to as Emprax or the God Emperor. What was it? Yeah, all of everything that he was creating, he had so many plans that were thwarted. He did have a plan for the Horus Heresy, and he did intend for it to happen, in my opinion. But certain things went wrong. It didn't quite happen the way he wanted it to. And this might have been one of those plans that Gilliman knew about. And drawing forth from the lore of the Golden Age of the Imperium, along with, that's obviously Belisarius Cal next to him. And they are, well, watching the next segment.
We have blended the Emperor's vision with the arcane sagacity of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
The arcane sagacity of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Oh, yes. So, let's see if I remember what the next segment is.
We have wrought new wonders with the clay of human flesh.
Okay, so combining the sagacity of the Adeptus Mechanicus, these new wonders that they're forging from the clay of human flesh. Oh, it's definitely, okay, I've heard that there were new, bigger models for Space Marines coming out. This, I think, is a bit of a confirmation of that. They've gene-forged.
And we have bred new warriors for this darkest of ages.
Yeah, these new gene-bred warriors will be superior to Astartes.
gene forged beyond the capabilities of their brethren, armed and equipped with weapons befitting their stature.
Okay, gene forged beyond the capabilities of their brethren and armed with gear befitting their stature, so they will be indeed superior to Astartes.
As the truest heirs of the Primarch's legacies.
Truest heirs of the Primarch's legacies. I wonder if a part of what they're doing is maybe using the genes from all of the Primarchs, maybe even the Emperor himself, which was reserved for, I believe, only the Custodes before. Which is one of the reasons why the Custodes, in my opinion, I think were superior to Astartes, besides massively superior gear.
To the Space Marine chapters bloodied and besieged in the Dark Imperium, we bring reinforcement. To the chapters lost in valiant duty or driven to destruction, we offer rebirth. To the enemies of my father's empire.
Okay, one thing I quickly want to cover said rebirth. Let's go and watch that one more time.
We bring reinforcement.
Okay, so reinforcement. So to the chapters that are still existing out there, that are still alive, he's going to be bringing reinforcements to them of these new gene-forged Astartes.
To the chapters lost in valiant duty or driven to destruction, we offer rebirth.
Okay, so that are driven to destruction, so possibly refounding the chapters that were destroyed, or the ones that are barely alive, reforging them with these new Astartes, and possibly, Astartes that already exist can be reforged into these new Astartes. That's an awesome possibility. Really gets your mind thinking.
To the enemies of my father's empire, we bring death. With these words, I, Rabuti Gilliman, Lord Commander of the Imperium, son of the Emperor of mankind, declare the Indomitus Crusade.
The Indominus Crusade. It's gonna be epic.
Traitors, mutants, demons, they heed to the coming of my armies, and the ruin we promise your miserable kind. This galaxy is ours.
So to everyone who is insulting Gilliman, all these rowboat girly man, or all these other really stupid names, there's a reason why Gilliman came back first. The Emperor picked Horus as his war master and then left the battlefront, left Horus alone with a bad system that was going to blow up in his face, knowing that the Dark Gods would, the Quator Tenebrae, would come and corrupt him, or is it, it's Tenebrae Quator, would come and likely corrupt. He knew what was going to happen. Happened faster than he anticipated, hit him harder than he anticipated, and things didn't go according to his plan. But he picked Horus because he wanted the Horus heresy to happen. If he hadn't wanted it to happen, he would have picked Gilliman. Without doubt. No doubt in my mind. And then, the Horus heresy might have still happened. Of course, it probably wouldn't have been called the Horus heresy then. But one of the main reasons why Horus fell was because so much burdens were put onto his shoulders, and it was a system that was flawed and wasn't going to work. I refer you to the Horus heresy and what Horus himself has to say about it. Seriously, go read it if you haven't, if you don't believe me on that. But Horus himself knew it was a broken system, and he knew it wasn't going to work. And he knew that things were going to go wrong, and they did go wrong, and that's why the Horus heresy occurred. Mind you, Horus didn't see that one coming. He didn't know about the Dark Gods and whatnot. The Emperor did, and the Emperor didn't warn him for a reason. If he hadn't wanted the Horus heresy to happen, it would not have happened. But he did. He had a plan. He wanted to ascend to what he is now. Well, what he's about to be. But, as I said earlier, things didn't quite go according to plan. And now he's what he is. But he's rising. Make no mistake about that. That sick idiot is rising. But Gilliman, he should have been the War Master for all intents and purposes. And now that he is the commander. Where is, let's see. Yes, okay, alright.
Father's empire, we bring death. With these words, I, Rabuti Gilliman, Lord Commander of the Imperium, son of the Emperor of mankind, declare the Indomitus Crusade.
Lord Commander of the Imperium. He's not even bothering with the title of War Master. Doesn't even befit him. It's not what he's looking for. Mind you, Lord Commander does in and of itself signify this glory that he has. But the fact is, it is well earned. It reminds me a lot of Gaunt taking over the siege at Vervenhive. I refer you to Necropolis by Dan Amnett. This reminds me a lot of that siege. Basically, sorry, a little bit of, yeah, spoiler alert for Necropolis. So if you haven't read Necropolis yet and you intend to, just warning on that. It's a hive city that's being besieged by chaos, and during this siege, Gaunt again and again and again tried to get other commanders to listen to him who are of superior rank, blah 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 blah, and they wouldn't, and the hive's defenses were just thwarted again and again and again, and they were crumbling, and in the end every other of those other superior commanders either were killed, or the very last one defected. Well, not defected, he tried to run away like a coward. Like a fragging coward, he tried to run away. And Gaunt called him out on it, and that's a whole different story. But, yeah, once Gaunt took over, everything changed. Mind you, it was too late to salvage what they had done. But it was still amazing what he managed to pull together. And in the end, he did stop the invasion, nearly getting himself killed in the process. But if he had been able to be in command from the beginning, it would have been a lot like Gilliman having been in command instead of Horus. I am doing that direct comparison. In any case, I am absolutely thrilled by this. I am stoked. I am all gun-ho. If anybody has any feedback, please leave it in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you really like this video, I'm going to be posting a link to it in the description below. Follow that, give it a view, give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe to Warhammer TV, etc. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. If you are new to this channel and genuinely enjoy this content, consider subscribing. But in any case, don't y'all get into too much trouble or do. It's always up to you. Toodles.